Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am doing my September plan with me, and my theme is owls and reefs, you could say, or this type of vine looking thing. I wanted to do something a little bit simpler. I had been going a little overboard with my bullet journal, at least I feel like I have, and I just wanted to go simpler. I got this idea from another YouTuber, and sadly I don't remember her name, but I will link her down in the description box. And she actually ended up doing foxes with this type of reef. I just didn't want to copy. Well, and I had wanted to do owls as well, so I wanted both of those things. I just didn't know what to incorporate them, but I thought that this fits so well as well. So you can do foxes or you can do owls, but I will link her channel down below. And you can see me working my way through this very quickly, even though I don't do this very quickly. It does take time. My owl, I just looked up pictures of owls to see what I could use and got a little inspiration out of all of them. All of them are very different. The color scheme for this month is green, but I also added a little bit of orange colors as well as yellowish mustard colors, just because fall is coming around. But here in Texas, we actually still have green leaves, and September or fall hits around and then they start kind of dying out, you know, like they're giving their last bit of life. So I didn't want to completely do like the red bold colors that you typically see with fall. I wanted to give it some variety and still put green in there because it is still kind of summer in September. So I went along and did that. The one thing I didn't show in this clip, oh I did, never mind, was for the eyes for the owl. Go ahead and use a Uniball white pen. That way you guys can center your little irises in there. Next is my month at a glance, and this was a little bit strange for me because I did it a lot smaller, but I incorporated 5 weeks, and I didn't know if it was going to look okay. I think it looks a little clustered, so if you're going to do it, I suggest doing them a little bit smaller. I think I went a little overboard with how big I did them, but I still love it. I did them 5 by 6, and I did 5 rows going, no, excuse me, 5 rows going down, 7 columns, and I didn't draw lines in between them. That's optional. You guys can do that differently. I just decided to do little dashes because I'm kind of tired of seeing the full-blown line through the middle of it. And this is my month at a glance. I mean, it's not very elaborate, and I actually didn't add an owl in here because lately I've noticed that I like overwhelm myself with my theme and then I get very tired of it by the end of it. So I didn't want to do that. I kind of want to alternate back and forth with both of these, and I didn't want to just put an owl in here because that's my theme. So I went ahead and I did this very elaborate looking vine around the actual month and didn't really add the owl. You see me doing dots right here. I followed the natural pattern of the bullet journal, and that's just an easy way for me to see where all the days go by. And you can see that my vines really went crazy because on some of the days there are very small patterns. So if you are going to do this, watch out for the vine to be a little bit thinner. That way you guys don't have to do what I'm doing and trying to find space to put your numbers. These little green things, I have a tree outside my house that has these little green looking like mini balls, and they're still green, so I added them in there. They're not berries. I really don't know what type of tree it is. I'm not very close to tree talk. I don't know if that's a real thing, but I'm not. I've never really noticed. But I just thought that they were really interesting, and I don't know. I wanted to put some type of little circle in there, and from the person that inspired this, she also did it, but I think she colored them in differently. But anyways, that's my month at a glance. I did do my accent color as yellow for some of these because green was overpowering in the actual month, so I wanted to balance it out. Next is my budget and my trackers, and with this I wanted to do something that incorporated the words inside with the vine, so I thought, why not just put them inside this? And I think don't quote me on this. I think a lot of people do this because it just makes it so much simpler. With this page, I actually did add my owl, and again, all of these are different. I kind of just went with whatever picture I found and then created my own little owl. Owls are very easy to create, but if you guys want a little detailed or more detailed way of actually doing them, then I will gladly post it for you. So you guys let me know down in the description box. I went back to the whole tracker where I can just list all the things I want, because I have noticed that I have been slacking off and not doing my trackers. So I want to go back to this one. This one was the one that kind of made me really do all of them, and I'll go back and fill in squares. I did my mood and my sleep horizontally towards it as well, and then I just filled in all the coloring that I had to do, focusing more on the green. Like I said, I didn't want this to be completely like fall yet, because it is still summer where I'm at, so I wanted those things to still represent that. The owl, I went a little more brown with it, and I left it more yellow just to give it variety. I didn't want the same owl to be in every page. Next is my brain dump. My brain dump I actually enjoyed making because it was so simple. It gave me a lot of space, and this is the 2 pages that I actually use in my bullet journal every single month. I don't think I could live without a brain dump. But I did the same type of vine, incorporating brain dump at the top. And I switched pens. I used my Faber-Castell F pen through most of this. When I wanted to make thinner lines, I made it with my Faber-Castell S pen. But I alternated between those two. I didn't switch back from either one of them. And you can see a close view of me making an owl here. I made 2 little owls. I don't know why I'd made 2. It just fit naturally there. And then one of them is a little schlumpier. You can always make them taller or smaller. It all depends on your preference. You can make them cuter. I made them a little bit more realistic, or maybe not. Maybe I didn't. One of them doesn't really look realistic, but again, it's up to personal preference. And I went ahead and did all the little vines and green patterns on it. And then, of course, my quote, "The early bird catches the worm, but the owl catches the rat," or gets the rat. I just thought that quote was amazing because it's true. You know, the early bird does get something smaller. So it's just a little reference that sometimes you do a little bit more at night, which that is me, because I normally film at night for you guys. But yeah, I just filled in all of my owls and all of my accents. This week I won't actually be showing you guys a weekly spread because I'm going to be posting them weekly like I told you guys before. So expect the weekly spread this next Saturday. I know that this is a weird kind of week, which is why I'm overlapping 2 days within one weekend. But yeah, it just works out better that way. I don't want to be rushing anything. So yeah, here's my final flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't. Remember, I post every single Saturday, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.